Well, we've seen long lines of Valley residents waiting for a chance to get the COVID vaccine. Some wait for hours, others camp out overnight.
But then there's those who don't have to wait. They can get it right away, but don't. Here's Channel 5's Tony Velasquez Jr.
Hospitals around the country are reporting that many of their healthcare workers are declining the vaccine. It's an unexpected concern I posed to vaccine expert and scientist Dr. Sam Sun, who studies vaccine hesitancy.
Why is that, and what do you think about that?
Some people, if they've had COVID-19 already, why do they need to put themselves through the vaccine again? I can see some of those concerns.
He says how often a healthcare worker is in direct contact with patients also plays a role.
If people are not being exposed to patients with COVID-19 on a daily basis, I can see why they might not be interested in getting the vaccine.
And finally, they have the same concerns everyday Americans do.
There are kind of concerns about how long the duration of protection is, about kind of the long-term side effects.
But a recent survey by the Kaiser Foundation found that 29% of healthcare workers were vaccine hesitant, which is actually higher than the general public.
That sounds within the range of what I would expect, maybe a little bit higher for healthcare practitioners, if we include non-physicians that also work with patients.
But as Dr. Sun points out, the rationale for medical professionals to get vaccinated is different.
The primary reason why healthcare workers should get the vaccine is to prevent transmission within hospitals,
which is what was happening at the beginning of the pandemic.
Or being exposed because they went into the hospital for other medical conditions and they came out with COVID-19.
Bottom line is, Dr. Sun says that with any vaccine, there's always a risk. And he's gotten his vaccine and is urging his colleagues to do the same.
But you have to balance that risk of 1 in a million against the risk of getting COVID-19, which currently is by far the #1 killer of Americans on a day-to-day basis.
In McAllen, Tony Velasquez Jr., Channel 5 News.